Nigerian army to take over. We want Nigerian army to take over Nigeria. I don't know why they are afraid. Why they are afraid, we don't know. We want Nigerian army to take over Nigeria. 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 Nigerian army to take over Nigeria. Nigerian army to take over Nigeria. Make una take over Nigeria. Make una take over Nigeria. Make una take over Nigeria. So far done too much. 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 Nigeria army take over. So far too much. So far too much. Nigeria army take over.
Hello, good day, my SC viewers. This is Satellite Media. Mr. Tinubu Michael, let us look at the surprising development. Having watched the video where some youths from the southwestern part of the country are already calling on the military to intervene. It looks as if Tinubu's government is in trouble. If his people are already calling for military to take over. I had a conversation with one comrade the other day who is saying that, of course, he used some unprintable name for the president. This is surprising.
Yes, it's not surprising to millions of Nigerians. It's not something to be funny about. This is the reality on ground. This is the result of incompetence. This is the result of what INEC and judiciary have thrown to the Nigerians. But unfortunately, it is already taking toll on the so-called elites. They call themselves in Nigeria, because their pockets are dripping, they are leaking massively now. So they are punching it. The low class, the poor class are trying to punch it. You see, because everybody is trying to look for a way to survive. That video actually went viral, and it tells you a lot of story about the state of the nation currently now. I would not say they are not state actors who hijacked the power, who hijacked the presidency, who hijacked Nigeria, who has mortgaged Nigeria to their respective pocket, claiming they are pursuing one policy or the other. If you look at that video and look at the body language of the military, of the men they surrounded and the vehicle, you can tell yourself psychologically, that it has gotten to a point that the Nigerians, the masses themselves, have started giving signal of a possible rise that will lead to chaos and revolution at the end of the day. That's the picture. Most people are getting. That's the picture. More people are trying to see and to feast on. So, calling for military publicly, blocking the whole military vehicle, telling them to rescue Nigeria from incompetence of APC government, from wickedness of APC government, from the lack of good economic policies of this government, then it might be a turning point, or it might be something that the hierarchy of the army will want to look into. But another factor is this. There is this indiscipline currently now in the military. Let me just use that word, because if it is where, then when military, even before this man can take fuel for 160 something naira to 1,500 naira per liter, the military would have struck. That's the truth. But everybody said democracy. And Obasanjo is asking, is this democracy actually working in Nigeria? How did we get to this point?
In the face of all this, the Igbos are still standing aloof. But what is the fate of Igbos in Nigeria currently, and what does it mean for Biafra actualization?
It's a dream.
If the Yorubas are already calling for military takeover.
No, see, the thing is that I always say it. I said it before on this channel that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is wearing P2B's shoe in Aso Rock. That is one. That is one. Two, anybody that is carrying injustice on his head will have nothing to deliver but injustice. Three, this man has shown enough incompetence in all ramification. Four, he is just there to just assume. Of course, he said it that he bought his way to the presidency and that nobody should disturb him for anything. Nigeria, on a very good note, I told them that this protest organized by Sowore is suspicious.
No, not only Sowore, but I want to bring another angle to this. Before we bring in Sowore, let me bring another angle first.
Yes.
Because we understand that in Africa, in Niger, in Burkina Faso, in Mali, we are seeing military takeover of government. Could that be what is emboldening Nigerians?
No, it's hardship. It's not hardship. Lots of hope, hopelessness. That's what is driving the military. Well, that's why people are calling the military to take over.
You know why I'm asking this is people thought that in Niger in particular that the ECOWAS would have mobilized force to chase away the military, but they have come to stay. Could that be the reason Nigerians are asking for
any day, any moment from now that you hear any form of martial music anywhere in Nigeria, then you know that liberation has come to the people.
You mean liberation?
Yes, and the whole world, the whole country will support that martial music any day. If it happens now, I'm telling you, millions. See, Nigerians are waiting that are looking for a means to drive this revolution, and they trust Nigerian military that if they decide to do it, the whole masses, whether you are Hausa, whether you are Yoruba, whether you are Igbo, everybody will march in the same direction.
You call it revolution because we understand that during the protests of August or so, the northerners in Kaduna, in some other areas, we are calling for military takeover.
They are going to put all of them, just like what happened in Niger, all of them will be in house arrest. And by the end of the day, you know, there will be a collateral collabo because they are all collateral damage. You put them on one side, then the military will now take over and do the normal thing they want to do. It's not going to be a revolution. We want to see a government change from this incompetence and wickedness. But let me take you back to a recent development where the governor of Bauchi State, Bala Muhammad, was reacting to the World Bank statement talking about the state of the economy currently now. And of course, let me tell you, if you look at that statement very well and deeply, you discover that, you know, the World Bank director in Nigeria, there are two of them, Dr. Ndiame Diop, who made actually that statement, was not even on the right position. If you look at that kind of statement, because he said in 15 years, this policy can help position. He was not fatigued. He was not fatigued. He was not actually. This is actually what is going to happen.
He was not sure.
He was not sure. So it tells you that that statement credited to the World Bank that it will take Nigeria 15 years for Bola Ahmed policies to work. Plus, that statement is induced. It is greased. That statement is one of the statements that have destroyed Africa till today. That is why so many countries, as you are seeing them in Africa, especially the man from Burkina Faso, jettisoning anything that has to do with World Bank, jettisoning anything that has to do with IMF, because Nigeria has depended on these policies over and over again, and we have not been able to take any step forward. At 64, Nigeria is still crawling.
I wanted to ask you because during the protest the other time, some northerners, particularly in Kaduna and Kano, called for military takeover. Could that be the reason they are calling for the same thing in the southern part of the country?
See, what happened in the military, the sign you saw there was a total rejection of Nigeria. During the protest, where they were flying Russian flag, they claim that it's military too. You know, there's a military flag. But what you saw there is total rejection of Nigeria. They don't want anything to do with Nigeria because the perception is that where the military has taken over in West Africa currently now are even economically more better than Nigeria. So the dream and perception and the concept of having such government or situation in northern part of the country as a sovereign entity is what they are asking for. That's the meaning of what you saw there during the protest. The Igbo, well, let me tell you, the Igbo has rejected Nigerian military completely. We are not interested in it because there is so much fraud.
We are dwelling on the protest, or rather the call of military takeover by people from the southwestern part of the country.
I agree because we are still on that, and that was why I was trying to backpedal a bit and let us look at the reason why the Igbos has decided not to rejected the military, joining Nigerian military in the first place.
Let us get happy.
Yes, this is one of the reasons, like what you are just saying now, because they look at the Nigerian military and they discovered a lot of things, that is not in tandem with their own perception, ideology and concept of advancement and development. So they have to withdraw themselves. They are recalling a lot of agencies are withdrawing. Nigeria is gradually shrinking to disintegration. There's no two ways about it. Nigeria is automatically, naturally divided. So the only thing now people are looking at, say, the military can come and try to be a kind of unity, because let us give them a chance. Maybe in the next 2, 3, 4 years, they'll be able to form a government, and the government will be able to, drive a kind of policy that will be able to carry people along. At the end of the day, they will be able to produce the expected result of good leadership and good governance, and that is actually what the military is expected to achieve. So at this point in time, I think the Godswin Akpabio, who said that Nigerians should go to anywhere where they see food they should eat, well, he should also be ready, to face the consequences of that statement when it starts. I hope that Nigerians will all flood in his house. Anywhere where they jam food in his house, they should be able to afford themselves.
Not a party, but let us get it out of luck. Mr. Loke, I don't know Lagos. I understand you are a security expert. Let us get the implication of the development we are seeing in the southwestern part of the country, a situation where, just like the north, some youths are calling for military to take over. What does it mean for Nigeria, particularly this security implication?
That is the youth from Ibadan. That is where the president, the power, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, where he come from, whether Osun or Ibadan or Lagos, if his people can be calling for military to take over, indication that things are very wrong. And the worst thing, the man is not in charge. That is, he's not in charge. How can you be in London or France while there are 153 people have been buried?
Onaduga said there is no vacuum in governance.
Who told you that there is vacuum?
Onaduga said there is no vacuum in governance.
What is he talking about? When you have a vice president away, president is away, who is here? Did they transmit any letter to whoever, the Senate president or whoever? Did you see any letter? Did you see anything? So there's vacuum. Leave vacuum matter. Look at this. What we are saying, Tinubu has failed. Tinubu has failed. So.
But he said Emma Binu, give me time.
Emma Binu. See, let me tell you, just taking people to ride it. People are just Nigerians are mumus. That's why. For me, Nigerians are mumu. Nigeria is a country whereby you dig land and bury them. They will make the instead of fighting back. That's the talk for ourselves. Our local, Emi local, this and that. Tinubu has totally derailed, totally failed. You see, I don't know how to describe him. He's not in charge. His wife is going around begging people, hey, Joe, my husband, our color foul. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You see, he has paid not only him, the family, he has paid the Yoruba nation. That's why.
Because I talked to a Yoruba man the other day who said Tinubu is bringing shame to them.
Heavy shame, disgrace, not only Yoruba, to Nigerians. How can you be a president? You see, the thing just tire me. If he cannot do, can't you resign? Let him give it to his wife or give it to somebody from at least. He has paid the nation. It's not there. IMF is telling us to wait for 15 years, that the economic reform of Tinubu is okay. Our people are dying. Oh my goodness, that is That is horrible.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lucky. I must say a very thank you for your time.